Hey everyone, I'm Vinit, and now I'm going to explain about Tableau. And I'm doing this as a part of my assignment for a course called Data Visualization. And now I'm going to explain about the Tableau software. Generally, uh, when a person is given a data as a whole doesn't make much sense to the person. But that's where data visualization comes into the picture, where data can be seen as pictures to understand it's like faster and easier and to a deeper level. One of the most prominent and powerful softwares available right now is Tableau. It can be used to visualize the data and to find the patterns in the data. It makes it easy to do it, and it helps a wide range of it has a wide range of applications to visualize the data. Generally, Tableau has three versions. One is free version, which is public, and there are many limitations for public version. One of the limitation is there is a limitation for the data where you can only have 1 million rows in the data, and we have to save the data to their website and not on the desktop, and we cannot connect to the databases. So we have to use only Excel or text files. And one more version is Tableau Desktop. Right now, the version I'm using is Tableau Desktop, and in this is a trial version which expires in 14 days. Uh, in this version also, we cannot connect to the data servers, but we can use Tableau Online and we can save the data on our desktop. One more version is Tableau Professional. In this version, it allows us to connect databases so that the work we have done can be shared locally inside a company without any security breach. So basically, these are the servers. These are the company servers which we can connect to. These are different types of servers which are present. All these are servers, and these are the different types of files which will be accepted as an in data. So these are some of the sample data present at the bottom right, such as superstore and world indicators, etc. Right now we are going to upload data from my system locally. So that's a this is the data. I've already uploaded it once, so this data has been uploaded faster. But when I did it the first time, it took some time to get uploaded, and it took some time to update the data too. So this is the data, and here, as we can see, we can view our data here. And one of the main features of the Tableau is it automatically gets the type of the data, and most of the time it's correct, but we can change the type of the data if we want in two ways. One of the ways here we can directly change it, such as if we change it to string. Right now it's string, and let it's actually string, so there's no need to change it. So if we want to change it, we can change it. And there's actually a separate data type for dates and date and time, so that it will be easy to visualize it. And the Tableau will give us more ways to visualize with date. So this is our data, and we can change our data type in this way. This is one of the way. So first, let us enter for our workspace. So the workspace is present on the bottom right, beside the data source as sheet 1, as I'm hovering over it. And after pressing it, we'll get all the data we want. We'll get all the data we want over here to the left, as the columns will be present to the left, and they are divided into in two ways. One is measures, and these are the measures which are continuous data, and dimensions are the ones that are present here. These are not the continuous data, rather these are what you called as categorical data, which are discrete values. And now let's see uh, total now the data set I've taken is the cases and the death cases of the COVID-19 over past year from 2020 to 2000 to till date. So these are the rows and columns where we can send our data for visualizing. So so if you can see right now, I've sent it to row, and now it's showing us sum, like all my cumulative total deaths or cases are being summed, but already in my data set they have already been summed, so there's no need to add them up again, because it shows us wrong visualizations and wrong values. So we can change it to the maximum value of that, and we get this. So now if we add country to it, to the columns, now we can see that the cumulative deaths for each country has been visualized. Now that is how we use rows and columns, so that we can use the categorical data for one side and the numerical or measurative data to the other side, and we can flip this by pressing this button over here, which is called swap rows and columns, or we can use the shortcut key Control W. Like when we use it, it will be the rows will become columns and the columns will become rows, as you can see right now. And we can also see that it's showing that our data has 15 null values. It will be useful for us seeing how many null values our data has, or how many data are invalid in our data set. So we'll be going back to the older version. If you can read over here, it's written as max cumulative total deaths, and there is a symbol right beside it, like right upward it. If you press it, as you can see, it's sorted accordingly the total number of deaths. So the total till date, the total number of deaths is highest in USA with 5,74,840, and it goes. So if you press it again, it will be going in from ascending to from smaller value to bigger values, as you can see. So if you press it again, it will be in alphabetical order. The countries will be in alphabetical order, which were the same order as in our data set. So what we are going to do is here there's something called marks. Before going to that, there's a button over to the top right called Show Me. In this button, there are different types of graphs shown up over here. Like according to the rows and columns we have selected, the tab view shows us which kind of maps are suitable for it, and it will make a map for us, and all we need to do is just click. So basically now right now it's doing a line graph for us, and it's also showing that a chloropleth graph with geographical area is also possible over here. We'll look onto it in the future. So for now, so coming to the marks section, the marks, there are 5 types of functionalities in it. For the colors region, now let's take something called now right now we are checking the cumulative total deaths. So let's remove this and add cumulative total cases right now. So we are adding this, and we need to change its measure to maximum. If we don't want to do it repeatedly every time we add it to the rows, we can do it only once by changing its default properties. All we need to do is click over here, click over the arrow over here on the cumulative total deaths, and there's something called default properties, and there's aggregation over here where you can change its default property to maximum. So every time you add it next time, so once I'm going to demonstrate it. So every time I'm going to add it, now it's going to be added as max total values. So I'm going to remove it once again, and I'm going to add total cases right now, default properties and maximum. Now I'm going to add it, and now these are the total number of cases right now. So I'm going to put it in the decreasing order. Now what we want to know is the total number of deaths. Like we want to know a measure in this graph which shows the total number of deaths. For that, we can use color in the marks card. So what we do is we just drag the total deaths to this onto the color, and as you can see here, the color of the bar graphs have changed. Like we can put whatever colors we want, right? Let's see. I'm gonna put it the color green. Okay. So as you can see now, this is a scale for it. Like the dark green value shows 5,74,840. So right now, if you hover over the bar graph, you can see that the country is USA, the total number of cases, and the total number of deaths. This can be done by using color. And if we don't want to use color for like we don't want to see the change of color here, but we want to see the total number of deaths when we hover over the bar graph, then we can change the type from color to detail. So now, as you can see, the color has been gone back to the blue, and if you hover over it, you can see both cumulative deaths and total number of cases over there. So this is the use of detail. And now let's go to size. Let's change this to size. And as you can see, the bar graph size width has been decreased drastically after US, as because the number of deaths in those countries are less. But to make it more significant, let's change the size of, let's change the shape of the graph from bar to circles. And let's change one more thing. As the circles are so small to observe, let's change the scale of the size of the circle. What we want to do right now is we want to edit sizes, which can be done on the right side. Generally, sometimes this won't be shown. So what you can do is you can right click here and show filter. Then this will be shown. Like if this is taken out, this won't be shown. So edit sizes, and size range is small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the size range and apply it. As we can see now, it's become absurdly large. Let's decrease it to a size where we can understand the data pretty well, and still the data is good, and the other changes are also good to watch. Now we change the sorting order right now. We can see right now the circles are there. Now let's increase the circle size a bit more. Right now we can see immediately that the circles which are larger in area are the places where the death count is more. Like we can see that USA has larger area and it has the death count more. So in this way we can view two or more categorical data or two or more data in a single graph by using marks card, which shows color, size, detail, label. Label is nothing but you're just adding some more labels to it, and this is how you use marks card. So one more. Now let's go to the filters. Before going to the filters, let me change this. Let's add country to the columns, and what should we add? Total number of cases to the rows. And now let's change the graph. Yep. As now we can see in the graph, each and every place which is there in our data set has been the countries are automatically been shown in the map, and the color coding is used to show the numbers. So the maximum number is this 318,02772, and the minimum number is 1. So if the darker the color is, the higher the number of cases. As you can see in USA, the number of cases are totally high. So now let's use the filter with date. So what we are going to do is we're going to see at what place like at what time how the cases were, like total number of cases were. So what we are gonna do is we're gonna drag the date to the filters and drop it over there, and then we have a range of dates. So we're gonna select range of dates, and we're gonna click next, and okay, so it's done. Now we need to enable show filter so that it shows us to over here. So now this is the total like total data set we have, like from the early stages of corona COVID to to 9th of April 2021. So let's take it back to when the corona was just starting. As we know, the corona was COVID-19 was originated in China. We can see that the total number of cases were in China, and the remaining all the places were are not colored. And as we increase this range, we can slowly see how the COVID-19 has spread across. And as time is gone, there was a time in India where it was higher, and later the count got down. As we can see, the color is gradually lightening, and this is just a present situation. In this way, we can use filters to filter any group or any place or by time or by any attribute. And this is how you use a worksheet. And now coming to the dashboard, for dashboard we at least need 2 worksheets. So let's keep this worksheet as it is, and let's recreate the other worksheet. Like all we need to do is press sheet 2 over here, and let's recreate the total number of cases once again. And this is the total number of cases, and let's add a color attribute, or let's add something else. Like I want to show you something more right now. Let's remove this, and now all we see is total number of cases, like worldwide, right? So we can use grouping, something called grouping. You need to right click on the attribute you want to group, like you want to filter something out, and there's something called create and group. Now what we can do is we can select the attributes in that we can select the data fields in that attribute, such as in countries we can select USA, and if you include other, what's gonna happen is only USA will be one group, and all the other ones will be in other group. Such as now, as you can see right now, USA is one group and all the other countries are in other group. Now if you press OK, as we can see, there's another group right now formed. So we can use this for coloring, and right now you can see that the total number of cases in the USA are more, like totally more, and in other countries, like all the other countries combined, it's less. And we can add date filter to it to see how a particular country's growth in COVID-19 situation, or we can monitor a country's COVID-19 situation. So let's try that, and we need to enable show filter for us for it to show to the right of the bar, and let's put it where it was initially there was no COVID. So as you know, these 571 cases are from China, and now let's slowly increasing it. We can see that by the time we reach like 20% of the timeline, already US was dominating in COVID-19 cases, and after that the cases were slowly decreased, and this is how it's right now. So this is how you group data and filter it and use it to show the different filters in a single data. Now let's recreate the previous one. So all we need to do is first we need to remove this, and we need to add the country to the columns. and this is the data. So now the now let's go to the dashboard. Dashboard is right over here. As we can already see, the dashboard has created the sheets we have used in the previous one. It has created as a dashboard with both the sheets. So, and these both the sheets are interlinked. Like the data in one can be used to manipulate the data in others. The dashboard is really very much interactive. So it's really useful to show to present it to our audience, and they can also interact it while we are presenting. So it can be really helpful for them to analyze the data. We can add a time scale over here so that they can see the change in the total number of cases while we are presenting. And this is how dashboard really works, and it is very much helpful. And what I'm telling now about dashboard is just a small part of its like huge features. So now let's go to stories. Basically, story is something we know in Instagram. Like we post stories, right? In the same way, we are showing all our graph and all our visualizations one by one, and in the similar way, it works in a similar way as Instagram stories. So we can add a caption, and we can add a sheet over here. So now I have added a sheet over here, and as we created all those time scales, it's still interactive. It's not a picture, so it's still interactive. And we can add a caption here. So I'm just adding as a world map just for now, and sheet 2. We can now we can add one more story to it, or as now we can see I've added one more sheet to it, and we can add just a caption to it also, countries. I'm just adding this to it, and now we can add the dashboard to it too. See, now this is similar to a stories. Like by using the mouse button, we can just move it all the work we have done one by one, and this is how the stories work. And we can export this data by using the button file. There export as PowerPoint, or export as workbook, packaged workbook. If we go to the work, that's how we can export it. So this is a demo I wanted to show you guys, and it's been a little time that I've started learning Tableau, but I've learned a lot. And from what I've learned, I've known that there's a lot more to learn in Tableau, and it's really useful for the people who want to visualize the data and make it easier to understand. By this, I want to conclude that Tableau is a really great software, and it really helps if one knows major functionalities in Tableau. It really helps them to reduce the time and amount of work they have spent to visualize the data, and it really helps to give many inferences in faster way. Thank you.